engine is so
For launch, GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
Go pending final steps to cabin link check.
2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
That's really cool.
I thought you'd like that.
So relaxing, man. I was like, damn, I want to jump in that water.
No, right?
That's awesome, man. Where'd you get that from?
I'm actually creating small GIFs now. You can go to creategif.com. You can create your own little intros and X's, which is something that I'm definitely going to be talking with you and the rest of the staff about, because I got some ideas to kind of pump up our shows in the future. So I got some ideas.
I use Opus clips. You get it's like $20, but you get like 200 some minutes, and you can upload your shows, and the AI chops it up.
Yeah.
So you can share clips of your show to drum up interest.
Gotcha.
Which I think would be good for you, because you have your interviews and stuff. You can get like, okay, this is like 5 minutes or 2 or 3 minutes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually helps your guests too, because pump up your guests as well. With
I really thought about doing that, because now we have that offer right here on Restream to do that.
Yeah.
So Susan and I have last week talked about that. So yeah, we're really on that, because we saw some of the stuff that you're doing and some of the others, and we're like, that's a great idea. Why don't we just put ourselves out there a little bit more, let people know we are still here. We are definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah.
We are live on TikTok right now.
Yeah. Ooh,
And-
aha.
And TikTok. So
Hello, TikTok.
So we are all over the place, bringing people the latest in paranormal
No.
news.
We're on TikTok as far as the freaking awesome paranormal show.
Yes.
Okay. We are trying to get enough set for the actual Rift TikTok to go live. We just haven't evidently gotten there yet. We will. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy to me. And by the way, hello everybody.
Yeah.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
Sorry. It has been a minute since we've been with our friends
It has
here.
been a while. Yeah, it's been a minute since we've been on air. And for those who don't know us, I'm Ed Odell, the director of the Rift.
And I am Ryan Jones, the host of the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show.
One of the oldest paranormal shows that are out right now. Hi.
We've been around for a minute, and you're not too far behind.
I think 2 years, maybe. Yeah, 2017.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's interesting. It's great to see how we're still riding that horse, if you will.
You know, the paranormal activity never stops.
Never stops for nobody. So with that being said, grab your coffee, grab your tea, whatever your beverage might be, and come join us. Let's talk. We got some news of what's coming down the pike, what has already come down the pipe that maybe you don't know, and general conversation. It's not always about we stick to this. This show goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
we do try to stick to the news. That's what this show's about. I mean, that's why we created it. We know we had discussed working evidence and seeing some stuff of Ryan and I's place that trained us in the field, but we haven't got to that. Maybe we'll get to it. If we do, we do. We don't, we don't. It's okay. Some of y'all don't even know what the hell the place would be, so it's okay. Good morning, Michelle. Hello.
Hey, Michelle.
How are you? Hello. Hey, is it not ticker not popping up? Oh, okay, there it is. Was that you or me?
I did it.
Okay. My ticker's not working. Oh, well. And if you want to catch up with us and you want to know and send us an email, right there, our little info strip, information's right there. Give us a holler. You can find us in most places. What's been going on with you, man? I know it's been a long time since we've actually chatted too.
Oh shit! It's been it's summertime, so not much is going on. Angie and the kids have gone to Camp Hanover for the summer, so I've been here pretty much by myself all summer. I go out there to see them when I can, and it feels like
Sorry,
a lot of just the days kind of run together going through this time of year. So nothing too exciting. I know you've got some stuff coming up.
Oh man, I'm going left and right. Getting ready for this wedding, which your groomsmen presents came in today, so I'm excited about that. I know that's something I need to reach out to you, and we need to talk a little bit more, see what I can help you with on that end. But I was really excited to see the first half. Let me rephrase that. The first half of the groom's presents come in, but the Kingsman's actual day of are going to be a little behind because they're being etched. Long story, but good. So I'm excited about that.
Can't wait for the wedding. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh man, I am terribly excited. It's this time feels different than last time. I have to admit, there's something different about this one. I don't know. Maybe I learned a lot of lessons the last time. Maybe, but I know the location and where we're getting married is where my parents met. That's kind of cool. Getting everything together. My groomsmen, everything, and her party, it's really starting to come together. And even, when we gotten old, when the bachelor party goes, hey, why don't we do this instead of, I'm going to say, and instead of titties ass and bouncing around clubs to, we're going to chill and do a Reno night. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, so that's what Kenny and Jimmy are working the plans out. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm down with whatever. I don't care. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know how you want to put that. You can't have any adult entertainment where we're going to be. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't need that, really don't.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be cool, even with my father-in-law, soon to be,
Hmm.
going to be there. My nephew, I'm like, all right, this is cool. This is really cool. So, oh, and some other news before we jump into the other news, because we got Tamitha. That's
Ooh,
I have her loaded. Yep.
our friend.
Yes, Miss Tamitha Skov from California, California.
Knows how to party.
So, all right. So, yesterday, all right, maybe I've learned some lessons from the past now, too. I've actually got stuff coming to make a mobile con. So, monitor, I got a new CCTV system that's got audio in it this time, this go around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I've got portable power boxes now that we don't need electricity. I could just set it right in. I've got a rack designed specifically for putting all the sensors in and the monitor and the DVR system. So, hey, what's up,
Hey,
Irene?
Irene.
So I kind of got that all together and it's inbound too. It's kind of cool. So, I'm excited. I mean, I got along with that, I got Sunday or Saturday night. We're going to Collision, so I'm kind of excited for that. First time I've been to an AEW event. And the following weekend, we're supposed to be going to the Pirate Festival at Smith Mountain Lake. Oh, that's something we should talk about at some point. Is the weather? Holy shit! Wow, is it rough out here right now? It is. I mean, we'll touch base on that after. So, yeah. Anything else you got going on, or should we jump in?
Collision coming to Roanoke, or where are they going to be?
Yep, Roanoke Civic Center, right here at the Baglard Center.
Yeah, they were. Dynamite was just in Richmond a couple weeks ago at the Siegel Center.
Wasn't that a good show?
Yeah, it was a good show.
Wow. You got to give credit where credit's due. I think AEW is giving the better quality shows now. Sorry, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I enjoy them. I just wish they would get more, popular, I guess. I think they deserve to be more well known, I guess.
Yeah, I that is a valid point. I think Tony Khan still has some lessons to learn about production and producing. Maybe that's where it's at, because Lord knows he has a bucket full of wrestlers that are not even wrestling right now, and he's got ROW or ROH. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. ROH that doesn't even have television yet. So, he's done the right thing, but it's kind of followed by the wayside. If he doesn't get ROH a TV deal that's worth a damn, ROH is not going to be seen either. It's going to be just like it's always been, and just like a traveling circus. Oh, I hate to say it like that, but it's true.
Yeah, it's kind of like they need something like they have with NXT, where they have their own deal, even if it's like one of those things where it's like at midnight, because I know ECW used to be run really late, like on Fox or whatever.
It was at 12 o'clock. It started on Fox. You're right. I remember getting back from the club and watching ECW back in the day, and then it went to Spike TV. But I think it was the bomb when it was on Fox. It was pure. It was pure. So, yeah, you're right. You're right.
We got a comment on TikTok. I think it's for you.
Okay.
It says, "You doing so good, I can spank you for $50.
Oh, aren't you so sweet?
So, yeah. I'll just assume that was for you, Hallie. $50.
Thank y'all.
$50.
Make you holla.
Compliment.
You know what? I don't know if you can do that on your end. the toilet. But
Yeah.
hey,
I mean,
you
it's
know
like
what?
I'm trying to. I can't. I don't know how to do it on TikTok on here. It doesn't because it doesn't show up on the chat, which is good.
Yeah, and exactly. You know what? You got a good point right there.
TikTok is good when it comes to like getting the word out, but sometimes you get people. You just kind of have to ignore the shit sometimes and just keep on trucking.
You keep on keeping on, baby.
Keep on keeping on. It's so hot out here, so humid. It's summertime. I think we need to figure out what the hell's going on with the sun
Yeah.
right now.
You know what? I'm with
'Cause
you. And it's not just
front and center.
and I think it's
There we go.
something, yeah, I think it's something that people need to hear, especially if you're a paranormal researcher. Let's roll it.
Irene just upped the ante a
All
little
right.
bit for you there.
So yes, I have it for the 3rd. I know it's the 2nd for those of us here, but it is 3rd UTC time. So let's talk about our sun. And I know this isn't the typical way you see it. I have it this way because I want you to see all these bright spots here, and I want you to see the magnetic field. The magnetic field is definitely the reason why we're having the interesting activity we are. It looks a bit obnoxious here. You can see this part here is a very highly inclined, you see all these closed field lines? This is a very highly inclined current sheet. And you can't really tell, but the reason why it's highly inclined is, believe it or not, we have a coronal hole right here. Probably never knew that, huh? But it kind of corralled this cluster of active regions. And I was explaining to someone earlier that there's a lot of sympathetic magnetic field lines, a lot of sympathetic activity between these. So when one goes, another will go. And that was very clear to me when the regions first rotated into Earth view. I look at this as being kind of like a petal, like petals of a flower. As a matter of fact, you can see kind of the center of the flower, and then all this stuff kind of juts out kind of all around in circles. This is all because we've got some very disorganized magnetic fields here. There has been a streamer blowout. This happened earlier. We didn't get hit by that one, but we've been getting hit by streamer blowouts. We had one just back on the 1st, which is preconditioned Earth. So there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on with the magnetic field right now during the declining phase because things get so complicated. But if you don't believe me, you can see all the pops between all these regions. This started around the 29th. If you don't believe me, I'll change the pattern here. And now you can see there's a dark coronal hole in the south. And if you watch this finger-like thing come all the way up, it goes all the way up to here. This part is a filament. Don't worry about that. That one probably will not be released because it's jailed, like Gulliver in Gulliver's Travels. It's the Lilliputians have really jailed it magnetically. So this is a pretty quiescent filament. It probably won't go for a little while. But this coronal hole used to be more of a pocket like this, and it's just gotten in the mid-latitude shredder, and it's just either end. It's just been shredded into this finger-like structure. But notice how that kind of corrals this bit of magnetic field here. And it forces these active regions really to attach to each other to a great degree. Okay, so we've got this closed magnetic field. This is the coronal streamer belt here, very highly tilted. You got a coronal hole that's kind of wrapping around this way, coronal that's kind of wrapping around the top. And so that's why this cluster of active regions really talks to one another. So we knew that when one of them would go, then all of them would start going. Luckily, we made it through field day okay. Remember how field day was kind of noisy, but at least we didn't have any big pops. But once region 4479 started big popping, then all the others start going. So now that's what we're going to be dealing with all the way across the rest of the disk until they disappear. Okay, don't expect them to calm down all that much. They may a little, but probably not. Doesn't look like they will. Because as they keep going, they keep getting more and more active, or more and more unstable. Okay, so now, again, so you can see that coronal hole again through here, a kind of dark.
I'm going to pause it real quick, Ryan, because I want everybody to see what she is actually pointing out. These are actually solar flares. You can see the lines that are jetting out from the sun. Those are actually solar flares. What she's talking about, you see these little loops that are going around the sun that are like rainbows? Those are the electromagnetic fields and the starburst for and around the sun. That's not what we need to worry about and what is happening right now. It's these long lines that are shooting out of the sun, you guys. We'll give it a 1 minute or two or more. You can find Tamantha on YouTube. I encourage you, if you are any type of researcher, paranormal, whatever, to go here and subscribe to this channel and she has so much great information. And these are one of those things that we don't talk enough about in any field that affects us daily. It affected the United States back in the early 1900s with the telegraphing and all that. It literally blew lines off.
That's
And
true.
it cut communication and cut electricity back in the day. This is not something to play around with. This is why Ryan and I wanted to make sure that this is out there, because people need to know. This could explain why radio communications a problem. Your computers are running slow, electricity grid issues, physical issues. That's where a lot of this is coming from.
I mean, we
Working it
could
here so you can actually see the.
Go ahead,
we
Ryan. I'm
could
sorry.
lose. We could lose if we get a really good solar flare. It could knock out our power grid and send us back to the Stone Ages like real quick, because our power grid is not up to date.
It's not. You're right. Oh, good point, Ryan. Go ahead.
Very.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. It is. They've only designed it or kept it up to what they thought it would be, only 50 years, etc., something to the fact. But they have not upgraded the electrical grid. All they've done is video cables, your cable, stuff like that. But our actual electrical grid is jacked.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they had a chance to I think they had a chance to fix it, but they were like, it cost so much money. It was like $1 billion to fix it at one point. Now it'll probably be like $1 trillion to fix it. I mean, it's crazy. They're like, oh, we can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we can't afford it now.
Thank you. No, we definitely can't, and not in the position that this world is in. I'll say it like that. Not just us, but the world. Let's finish this up, and then we can talk about
eruptions now. So 4479, starting around the 30th, 4479 started firing. We had a couple little like mini solar storms launch. Okay, that's the stuff we're waiting for right now. So if you see a little bump up in the solar wind, likely that's not our big guy. That is that's the crushed little stuff in front of it. In fact, we might even see that pop. I think we already missed it, but there we go. That was one of the pops right there, just ahead of the big what was it, X 1.1 class flare, which you'll see here in just a second. Boom, right there. That, you notice, was shooting kind of this way, and it also shot up. I will give you some details on this stuff in a minute. Meanwhile, take a look. First, we saw that big X-class flare on the Western Hemisphere. Yes, we had a radio burst associated with it. Andy Smith popped in and showed me we had something, E. Callisto, I don't remember which, might have been Owens Valley Solar Array. I don't remember which radio antenna network had captured it, but it was up to like almost 12 gigahertz. So we had a big radio burst. So radio operators, if you notice, not just on HF, but also on VHF, that things got really noisy or the bands were dead completely, it's because there was a lot of energy behind this one that went way up to higher frequencies. Even Starlink could have gotten a little rattled by that for just a short bit. But this flare didn't last all that long. You can watch it here. What it did start off, though, doing is scintillation. And we'll talk more about that when I get into the geochron segment. That's a bigger deal because it's just absolutely unleashed just a lot of stuff.
So I wanted to make sure we got a chance to talk about that because we haven't done one of her reports in a long time. But when I saw this come across the board, I was like, dude, we really got to talk about this shit. This really needs to be talked about. So you heard her. I mean, you can go to her YouTube and check it out, or to Eric Smith's, any of those, and get your up-to-date solar flare and sun actual. What is it called? Solarography, I think it's what it's called.
Solarography.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And it helps. It'll help all of you guys out there. Irene. Oh, there you go. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, Irene. That's why our house. Yeah, go ahead.
Irene was saying last night on the show that she was going through a hurricane where she lives. So I'm glad hopefully
Yeah,
everything's okay where she is.
they've been getting nailed by hurricanes, man. I'm like, good Lord. But not that it's saying that we need it, but we do need it. I hate to say it like that. We need a good hurricane to come through and this is where we can talk about the weather too. We need some good weather to come through to put some water back into these lakes and in the ground. It's horrid. For those who don't know, Ryan and I, of course, are both in Virginia. He's in Richmond, and I'm down in southwestern Virginia here in Roanoke. And I am near Smith Mountain Lake, where he's near Lake Anna. And man, did you know, Ryan, that there's parts of Smith Mountain Lake that are almost 14 feet below level right now?
Wow.
Dude.
I didn't know it was that. Was it a really dry winter?
Not here, dude. We had some good snow. We had some really good snow. That's what I can't figure out. But evidently we didn't have the rainfall. I don't know.
We've been getting thunderstorms here in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I was telling Angie, I was like, man, as soon as camp starts, of course, the rain comes.
Right.
But I mean, they're pretty heavy, but they don't last very long. It's not like an all-day rain. It's like, it'll show up and then it'll be gone like in 20 minutes or whatever.
Well, you're right. We do need a good couple of days soaking storm would be great for all the locations. I agree with you. You're right. It's been hot shots.
Mm-hmm.
Drop a little water here to keep it going. Drop a little water there.
Just enough to get it super humid.
Yeah.
Outside.
And for those who don't know, Virginia is a Mediterranean state. So we are humid like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like Texas and you guys. It's a dry heat. No, it's a wet heat.
You can walk out the door and just feel sweat as soon as you walk out the door.
Yeah.
It's not the heat that'll get you, it's the humidity and the bugs. That is my crusade against summer. I'll see some of our weather. Well, I mean, not too much of it, Irene.
Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. Send us a little something, though. Yeah, we'll definitely deal with that.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So there's a lot of little things out through the news that I've got my hands on. Did you come across anything interesting on your end?
I did find some stuff. A lot of the articles I found at first was just talking about freaking paracons that were coming up and stuff. It's like, well,
okay,
if you live in the area, that's great. But I'm not.
I was saying, isn't that a good sign? We're seeing paracons popping back up. Y'all know I've talked about one point or another, but it is in the long run for the paranormal field itself. It's good to see these conventions popping back up like they used to. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, they're making their way back. When COVID hit, it was they kind of went away, but now they're coming back, and hopefully, it means a renewed interest in the paranormal. But when you get into renewed interest, is also a chance of the wrong kind of people coming in. But eventually, they'll work their way out. So
I'm with you.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good point.
So, do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, because I've got some serious stuff. But when I started, I got a little. I came across the hippie, and she had some funny things on her site. So I'm gonna shoot some people with comedy first, and then I'll go into my other stuff. So yeah, let's do yours.
All right, I have 2 articles here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, ghost in your home. You know what? I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm going to doot. Then I'm going to doot, and then I'm going to doot.
All right. Yeah.
Now I'm done dooting. All right, let's see here. Ghosts in your home. Scientists reveal why the evidence is real. And stupid ad thing, I can't get to go away without signing up for something, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, Doom. We go okay.
Yeah, skip ad. Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to. Haunted houses. We've all heard the legends. Even the most scientific mind sometimes gets chills walking through a creaky old building. But what if the spooky sensations people report aren't just tricks of the imagination? It says when science faces the paranormal. Around the world, there are countless tales of haunted houses, manor houses in the French countryside, centuries old British castles, and even stately homes in North America. If you've ever stepped into a room that suddenly felt uneasy, as if someone invisible was there with you, you're far from alone. Take, for example, the Chateau de Brisac in western France, said to be haunted by Charlotte de Valois, de Valois, de Valois, murdered in the 15th century, or Chateau de Fougeray, rumored to be a hotspot for paranormal phenomenon. Still, it can be hard for a rational thinker to believe in ghost stories worthy of a horror movie marathon. Yet scientists from MacEwan University in Canada decided to wade into the tricky territory. Their work takes us right to the very edge of human perception. The experiment Chill in the Lab, Not the Castle. The researchers set up in an experiment. Is it still on? Yeah. The researchers set up an experiment not in some infamous haunted house, but in a regular laboratory. About 40 volunteers were invited to sit in a room where music played, sometimes soothing, sometimes unsettling. But there is a subtle catch. The participants were challenged to pick up on something extra going on. The secret ingredient, go back, very low frequency sounds, what experts call infrared, below 20 hertz. Human ears can't hear these sounds, but thunderstorms produce them, as do heavy traffic and industrial machinery. I can't even talk.
Dude.
And yes, if you're thinking of old plumbing rattling in a historic building, you might be onto something. It's well known some animals can communicate using infrared. Others actively avoid these frequencies. But humans, that's exactly what the MacEwan team wanted to determine. Infrared sound's uncanny effect. According to a study published in the journal Frontiers in Behavioral Neuroscience, the researchers found interesting clues that we can, in fact, perceive infrasound, just not consciously. Our bodies react to it. In their experiment, the playback of very low frequency sounds, specifically 18 hertz, caused volunteers' saliva cortisol levels to rise. Participants also reported feeling more irritable and found the music playing in the lab noticeably sadder. The connection is simple. When stressed or irritable, our cortisol levels go up. It's a natural response to stress, but as the scientists pointed out, exposure to infrasound affected both of these parameters beyond their usual correlation.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, human beings may sense infrasound even if they can't pinpoint it through subtle physiological changes. The late British engineer Vic Tandy famously investigated the phenomenon in 1998, working what was reputed to be a haunted laboratory. Tandy himself felt anxious, sensed the presence nearby, and out of the corner of his eye saw a shadowy gray figure. The culprit? Infrasound generated by lab equipment, or in many TV ghost hunting TV shows, perhaps just a wheezy old boiler. For paranormal believers, that creeping feeling in dilapidated mansions might signal a spirit lurking nearby. For the cynical, the true culprit could be a symphony of pipes and machinery turned to frequencies we don't consciously hear. Before rushing to any definitive conclusions, the researchers themselves emphasize the need for studies with a larger, more diverse sample and testing a wider range of frequencies too. Still, their findings are a first step towards demystifying so-called paranormal occurrences and just and beyond just ghost stories. There could be important implications for public health. Prolonged exposure to infrasound appears to affect stress hormones in our bodies, while abuse of cortisol helps us deal with the short term stress and induces a state of alertness too. Too much for too long is bad news. It can cause various health issues and even impact mental well being. So the next time an old building gives you goosebumps, maybe don't call an exorcist just yet. Instead, grab a sound meter or at least check the plumbing for strange vibrations.
Bravo. That's a perfect article. It really is. Um, infrasound can actually come from the earth. So if you're getting that sound through copper piping vibrating in a home, you're going to get the same feeling as the haunting itself or activity. It's the same thing with light.
Mm-hmm.
These are all affecting our senses, and that sound is a part of the ambient. It's not just audio. So I can see. I mean, we've proven that fact. We've got energy weapons using sound. So if we have this situation going on, which we do, in homes, we need to dig a little deeper and not go right to it's paranormal. What do I always say?
Debunk.
Science. Well,
Science.
debunk. Science. Yeah. And you got to use the science to debunk. If it's that, that lab was probably a Faraday cage. If you think about it, all the equipment, all that stuff, all of them bombarding the recipients with, that's just a Faraday cage, but it's using ultrasound instead of electrical.
Yeah. And I think if you're really going to do a research on it, you can't do it in a lab in a controlled environment because paranormal locations are not a controlled environment.
Exactly. Well said, Ryan. Well said indeed.
I think there are explanations for things, but they're not explanations for everything.
Right.
There is no reason why we caught a Indian chanting outside of a house in Powhatan, Virginia. That has nothing to do with
while it was in your pocket and you didn't even know it was on.
Yes. I
Best EVP ever.
Yes.
I will put that against anybody's EVP, man. Any day. And you know what? So let me ask you this, since we're on that quick subject, and Irene, you're right. Never assume anything is paranormal. Absolutely 100% correct. So with that, thinking about that, Ryan, and we're looking at, the sounds and the interesting parts that took place. Man, I just completely lost my train of thought. It just went, phew. I was going to ask you about something and your feelings in it. And for some reason, I had CRS, son of a bitch. Sorry, y'all.
It's all good.
That.
It's you get these like articles and they're like, oh well, it's got to be this. Obviously, it's the infrasound, and yeah, that could be an explanation for some of it.
Yeah.
And the guy said he saw something out the corner of his eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I see stuff out of the corner of my eye all the time, and I just dismiss it as my imagination because it's never that, like, it's always a flash of something, but when you get these EVPs or you get stuff and it's like, okay, how do you explain that?
Okay,
like,
you brought me to the point where I wanted to ask you. So keep going because I've got it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, that was pretty much my point. It's like, how do you explain it when you get a voice that you know wasn't there, and
Right.
you know it doesn't make sense. You
Yes.
know, I'd be like, I never heard someone say "help me" during the EVP session we did, and if I did, I probably would have been like, "What do you need help with?" If someone in my group said "help me,"
Yeah.
you know, I'm not just going to keep on talking and ignore it.
Keep on talking.
Yeah, keep on talking in the free world. No.
And that's very good points, man. You couldn't have hit the on the head as well as you just did there. Irene says that's why I don't use equipment. Gotcha. Totally understand. A lot of people are going old school now, including myself. I'm going and using older equipment, but I'm also getting new stuff. I'm actually making my own equipment now, so I'm excited about that. So the only person I can blame is myself if the equipment fails, it doesn't work in the way it's supposed to. So, Ryan, this is the question I had for you, real quick, and see your thought, and we'll move into the science part, guys. But
I go off on a tangent.
yeah, down the tunnel. So we have video, and again, we can pump that by if you wish to go check out our past work. You may go to YouTube and look up ASPS paranormal. A lot of our evidence is there as we get ready to redo our new YouTube channel coming up.
I mean, I have it up here. If you want me to play the chanting.
You know what? Yeah, I do. But let me ask you this real quick.
Okay.
We had the standard Sony cam, video cam playing. We had it in the foyer, and we were using black lights. And the first capture, and this is my question, is it EVP? Because it was a full statement on many casts. First, we hear, get off my lawn. No, hey, you, get off my lawn. We heard that clear as day.
Yeah.
Would you consider that an EVP if it was caught on video and it was subsequency to the actions on which we were on the porch?
I mean, it is called electric voice phenomenon, right? Yep. So it would be an EVP. Just yeah, I mean, it was caught electrically. It's like if we set up a static cam, and we catch a voice on the static cam, that's an EVP.
Still an EVP, correct?
Yeah, it's you know, when they caught the EVP, you know, it was responding to what we were doing. Mm-hmm. And what we were doing, we're standing in the front yard that was actually a gravel driveway, not a lawn.
Yeah.
So spirits saw what they perceived to be their lawn, and maybe that's why when you see people or spirits walk through a door that's not there, a wall. Mm-hmm. Maybe at one point a door was there, and that's what they're seeing is the door that was there, and we see a wall now.
Well, I'm going to bring up one more point of evidence that we've captured, and if you want to play this for the folks in just a second, that's great. Okay. My other point about this, we're looking at things and we're wanting a great capture. So our last investigator, which was the lead investigator at the time, walking out the front door. As he walked out of the front door onto the porch where all the team was, you can clearly hear in a completely separate part of this foyer room, two women talking and flirting with him. Clear as day.
Yeah, they were smitten.
Yes.
By him.
Yes. And it was two women too. That's the other thing that's captured me. Who were they? Oh my God. If it was at that time, they are acknowledging him going out and they're talking amongst themselves. Dude, you I'm sorry. You just can't.
This house was built in the 1700s. Just think of like all the people that have lived in that house. We know like very little of the history of the house.
Yeah.
As far as like everyday life, You know, it could have been any number of people.
Hell, it could have been 2 members of the Gates family. Very possible.
I mean, we've got, we got Washington, or we have little kids in there.
Yeah, we have children. We had children.
I
I know damn well we had that one spirit, that female spirit that I still think is the one who got pushed down the stairs and no longer living. So yeah, Ryan, y'all need to hear this. If you've never heard this before, you got to hear this. This is freaking amazing. Ryan, you want to set this up for everybody? So,
all right, at least it's 12 freaking years ago, which is sad and depressing. But this is our second investigation at the plantation in Powhatan, Virginia. We had just finished up an EVP session, and we were taking a break. I had gone downstairs, and I'd just gotten my new recorder, and apparently I did not know how to shut it off, because I thought I'd shut it off and stuck it in my pocket, but apparently I did not. And I think I was meant to catch this one. And I remember when I heard it, when you get these EVPs where it's like you put the headphones on and you're listening and you're kind of like blah blah blah, and then suddenly you hear something and you're like, you take the headphones off, look at them, and then put it back on because you can't believe what you captured.
Yeah,
that is what we got. There'll be like 1 minute and 11 seconds. So the person is kind of like it's kind of me kind of grunting, and I think Tommy may have been outside with me at the time. So here it is.
Was it Tommy or Jimmy? It was Tommy.
One of the two. Really? Was it raining?
No, it wasn't raining, but I hear it better here than I had before. I hear that rhythm. It's I'm like
a tapping sound. I thought maybe it was water dripping or something.
No, that's the drum. Okay, so this is what gets me. I'm hearing stuff that I hadn't heard before. That's kind of crazy spooky to begin with. There's a true pattern to the drum. I can hear it now. I didn't hear the drum like I did. I'm hearing the drum now like I did not before. But I don't know how that goes all screwed up.
At first I heard it too. I was like, wait a second.
It's clear on here. It's clear. You can hear the chanting, and either it's I don't know. I don't know if it's hitting its hand or if it's beating on something. You can clearly hear all of it. It's gotten better than it did. It's kind of like spaghetti, better than yesterday than it was. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's crazy, because you're like, it really makes you think about like the history of the land we're on. Like that could have been something that happened 500 years before the house was even there.
Yeah.
Because of all the natives that were there. Or then people have said it could be a slave.
With that, we got confirmation from a local native from the Manapanai tribe confirming the background of the Powhatan language and chant. He confirmed the chant. He just couldn't figure out exactly what it was saying. But it was very interesting what he caught and heard, and we didn't hear the drum then either. So that's really interesting to me. Really interesting.
It's funny how we both heard at the both discovered it at the same time. Like, wait a second,
What the hell?
it was like, yeah, I'm like, I don't think it was raining that night, but I hear that, like the, yeah,
yeah. Irene even said, she goes, I heard that. Wow, it's the drums. And she put chanting too. Yeah, this place gave us everything, Irene. We will have to go back and revisit this here for people who actually want to be, or maybe we'll do a special episode where we look over evidence on another podcast. Who knows? But it's worth revisiting.
We've got lots of videos to share with you guys when it comes to our evidence at this location. We could be here another hour talking about, if I tried sharing this stuff, like it would be
easy.
Yeah.
So just giving a little bit, and that gives a good point of what we were talking about, and thinking about video and audio. When you're taking the video and you're getting an audible sound or audible voice, whichever, that's pretty clear. That's not on a radio. That's not a ghost box. These weren't ghost boxes. They weren't radios. It was a Sony camcorder that you can go and look at that evidence again and hear the conversations that even the kids running around us in the dining room was awesome. Awesome.
I got EVP. We were in the same location. We were in the dining room, and you hear a voice coming through, little kid's voice, clear as day, like somebody was there, Class A EVP, saying, hear us because we're important.
Yes. I remember that too. Yeah, absolutely. Irene, thank you. She said, I just shared with my friend because she has a shaman spirit living with her and possibly help you guys. Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great. You can contact either Ryan or myself, either one or both. Doesn't matter. So great conversation. I love when we get into these things, but I want to get a little humor real quick.
Okay.
We've thrown some science. We touched some stuff. I know we're almost at the end of the show. So, man, we can make this a 2-hour show. But let me bring this up because I think Gypsy is hilarious. But this is one of her things. Now, y'all got to watch this. This is hilarious.
To another episode of Thrift Store Win, Lose, or Draw. Let's start with a win. This is a vampire hunting kit. Now, these were never actually used to hunt vampires. They were mass manufactured after Bram Stoker's Dracula came out, kind of swept through like a fad, but still. If I found one of these, coming home with me. And you guys have been good, so let's do a second win. You guys, it's a couch. It's never not going to be funny to me. Now for our lose. Some of you might be thinking, that's an abrupt shift, but you know what? That's how I received it in the email. This is not okay. It wants your soul. The Annabelle doll was less distressing. And finally, for our draw of the evening, in some homes, this would be welcome decor. In others, no. It's also important to note that this is 4.5 feet tall. I don't know who made this. I don't know what their reasons were. But I would like to be their friend. Honestly, it's just fun to know that the Fae celebrate pride.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why I wanted to give it a little break, a little ha out there. That is. Now, I do have something serious if you want to go ahead and drop this in before we drop.
Yeah.
Let's do this because this is reinforcing exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. So let's drop this in.
NASA is warning of solar storms and flares that could impact radio communications and power grids. The agency recently recorded an X2.7 solar flare. That's the highest category of its kind. The sun's most active region is currently moving to face Earth, which could lead to significant space weather and subsequently communications disruptions.
So that just backs up exactly what we were just referring to with the solar issues and what could possibly be, you know. And it's
good to be prepared for it, I guess.
Yep. That's a valid point, Ryan. Be prepared.
When is it going to happen?
Like that was yesterday. So it's within the next couple of days we're going to get hit by this
shit. Because I've noticed, like, I'll be going on because I do deliveries for Walmart, and I will, because of course I use my GPS because I can't find my way out of my paper bag. But sometimes if we're having a bad day with solar flares or whatever, it'll completely mess up my ability or GPSs, and I'll be like, my car will be over here and it'll say I'm over here, which isn't conducive to finding things when you're looking to drop off something. So yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that.
That's a valid point, brother. That's a valid point. There's other things too. You really got to pay attention about it. And health-wise, your equipment, again, your car, it's majority electrical now. It's not mechanical like it used to be.
Yeah, you need a computer science degree to fix your car.
Yeah, literally. Something I would suggest, and I think I'm actually going to do a little, I don't know, plugging, if you will. You can go to Amazon.com or Temu and get yourself what they call power boxes. They are basically a mobile generator, or they've taken the new, and it actually had a short about this new battery system. It holds and retains power better than any of the old stuff. You can get them up to this big or up to this big. They're definitely carry, and you can generate and power your refrigerator, microwave, coffee maker. In air instances, it's going to be pumping our CCTV system and the TV itself. Consider getting one of these for yourself. Everybody wants to go get generators, but they're really expensive. These you can get for $59.99 up to $200. Bam! Really considerable.
There you go.
Yeah,
you should be sponsored by the power boxes.
I know. You know what? Maybe I'll touch base with them. Hold on, let me show you. This is what it is right here. I don't know if it's going to let me show you guys. No,
I mean, I see it stars. There it is. Okay, they're nice.
Yeah. And this one,
got that on Temu?
Yeah, I got this one off Temu. This is the R200 lithium charged batteries, of course. And this one has hours of charging time with 250 volts.
How much did it cost?
That one was a 109. So, it's something definitely for you guys to consider. And what I would do, if you do this, and here's the ironic part, this is going to get interesting. If you get this and something like what we're talking about is about to happen, wrap it up in aluminum foil. Make a Faraday cage for it because it'll protect the battery from these solar effects. Just a little FYI for you out there.
Can I share one more video real quick?
Oh, please do. Let's do it. I got time.
Paranormal evidence video to end the show with.
Hey.
Yeah, it is. Let's see.
Bring you here.
Spooky moment where ghost spirit to run across Gettysburg battlefield. So let me make this bigger here.
Oh, now we're talking.
You see it better? I'm trying to make it like full screen, but I don't know how to do that. All right.
Now, is this recent?
It is 2020.
Okay.
5 years ago.
It's still pretty recent.
Yeah, it's not like,
That was
12
a
years ago,
year.
like RVP
That was a year after I was there. So and this looks exactly where I was. Yeah, that's awesome.
Daily Mail, so it's.
God, that's so interesting. Sometimes.
Looks like it's. That is weird.
I don't want to say it's fake, but if you look how it comes from the right over into the front of the cannons and shoots off to the other side like a blink. Look, all right, so yeah, it gets up from behind the cannon, gets up in front, and then takes off like Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the thing that I can back you up on this. We don't know anything about the paranormal. We don't know how they act. We don't know how they move, the reactions. So does that leave it in the field of possibility? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just because it doesn't look like how we would think it would look. You know, it is 5 years ago. So technology there is there to fake it if it was. But I don't like it when people poo-poo our evidence. And they just assume, oh, it's got to be fake. So I'm not going to assume that it's fake because, like I said, I don't like it when people assume our evidence is fake unless I have a proof that it is.
Well, that's the thing. It's assumption. We're assuming. That's why I rephrased.
We're not there. We don't know.
Exactly. That's why I rephrased what I was saying, because I'm like, again, we don't know shit about the paranormal, but yet how can somebody say, well, I know what I saw? Well, good. That's exactly right, because we can't disavow you unless we have a video lab to pull it apart and do it all and go, where's the signatures? Where's the pixelization? Da, 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 da. If you're out there and you're discrediting people's evidence, who the hell are you to do that? Because you don't know what the hell's going on either.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people who do that. They just, oh, that's got to be fake. I know it's fake. Well, you don't know.
That, and I think sometimes people are looking for attention, so it's their way to get it to draw attention to themselves when they can say, oh, that's not real. And they want to make a big deal about it. They're just looking for attention. Sad.
And we're not saying everything's real either. So not like, well, we're just saying we take things with a grain of salt, but we're not gonna, tear people's evidence down because we wouldn't want that to happen to us, because we make sure what we put out is legit.
Yeah, as far as what we're concerned, and I agree with you. As far as what we're concerned, what we see, what we went through, what we experienced, I agree. So maybe we should do an episode sometime of just straight up evidence that we see and just share it with people and get people's opinions on it. I think,
Yeah, I actually found a few shorts that had EVPs that people have captured. If we had time, we
got time. Keep them in there. We'll come back to it. The other thing it's ironic how you and I sometimes think. I this morning went out and grabbed a bunch of shorts about how there's ability to debunk our own equipment, kind of like what Irene was saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's interesting. People are actually spending the time to break down and look at, which is, some of the stuff we do because we want to make sure it works. I had one person in here that I saw said, oh, cat balls are the thing to go. If you know how to use them properly, they're a great piece of possible equipment. Yeah, I will say that.
Yeah. That's the word, possible.
What if now, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say it on air, so Somebody out there might hear it and go, I'm going to do it too. Great. By all means, do it. If I take and open up a cat ball and attach a Hamel resistor to it, that would be really cool because that'd be turning it into an EMF and a sensory. Because the way a cat ball works is it's a little ball going up and down a tube that it, turns the ignition switch on because it's on the balancing. If you take the actual sensor and put it to it, that doesn't have to move, but whatever gets close to it can set off the. I'm going to look into that. I think that'd be
that'd be a little bit of science going for you.
Science, new project. So,
well, guys, it has been fun. Now, I know you guys are thinking, holy crap, I got to wait a month to see Howie and Ryan together. I don't know how I'm going to survive. Well, fear not, my friends, because we are going to be back this Sunday night with our good friend Rhonda, our fellow co-host Rhonda. And we're going to be talking about 1970s and 1980s disco music live on the Freaking Awesome playlist. So we're going to have a good time. Tune in Sunday 9 o'clock, and then on 7 o'clock, listen to the Ryan Effect with Howie and Rhonda.
Yeah, boy.
So we are looking forward to Sunday night, and Rhonda and I will be back on TikTok tomorrow night. On the
Freaking about to say, don't forget yourself. I mean, we got Joni tonight.
Yep.
Christina's getting ready to come back on air for some new times. She'll be taking Thursdays, which is really cool. We got a new show getting ready to come on Fridays. So we have some returning, and I can make the announcement right now. I cannot wait for this Sunday on our show. Ron and I will be talking to the one and only Jean Brada-Claire. She returns to air. She used to be one of our hosts here on the network. She's an author, a podcast interviewer, a researcher, a scientist. She's amazing in the UFOlogy field and paranormal. So we get to talk to her, and we're going to talk to her about, a little bit about CERN, a little bit about her opinions and thoughts on what's actually going on with this disclosure. And by the way, don't forget, there's new shit that's come out with the disclosure crap. There's more videos.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Is it true or not true? I don't know. But it's out there. I got some shorts. Maybe I'll drop them. If not, then you'll see them on the next show.
And we've got, the Cosmic Cushion coming out, the new show, Susan's new show.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So
that's right. That's with Linda Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just chock full of great shows for you guys. We just keep on giving. We're the network that just gives and gives and gives and gives and gives because we love you guys.
Yeah, we really did. And on that, we got to give props to the other people too, like Things Network. They've worked hard. Jeremy's worked hard to keep that thing going afloat and doing great. UPRN is doing a great job.
Thanks for the heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got heart from Spooky Dolls Paranormal. Well, thank you.
Ooh, thank you.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're gonna let you guys go. We'll be back here. August. We'll see you Sunday.
Well, I guess we'll see you Sunday.
Have a good one.
Take care, y'all. See you soon.